Good morning, first graders. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the reading room. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that you probably have noticed in my reading room, I'm dressed in a military uniform and there's American flags. And in the one corner, it says Happy Veterans Day. So Veterans Day is actually tomorrow. But Mrs. Heller is going to teach you about it today since we don't really have we don't really do all our classrooms tomorrow, but I just wanted to let you know why my room was like that and why I was dressed like that. It's a really special day to honor our veterans. Okay, so Miss Heller will teach you about that. All right, so on to our story. Okay, so hello, first grade story detectives. Oh, thank you, Miss Summers, for joining us here. Remember, you want to back up your reasoning of I know this because give us the evidence of who the characters are, what the setting is, what's the problem, what's the solution. You're finding it all out. That's the detective part. We're finding it out when we read our story. But good detectives have evidence, proof, reasons why. Okay, so remember, here's our story elements, a part of a story, characters and setting and problem and solution. We're going to talk more about problem and solution today. Okay, here's our story. The Case of the Missing Chalk Drawings by Richard Barn. And Richard Barn wrote the words and drew the pictures. Now, okay, we're going to have to do some predicting in the story too. The title is called The Case of the Missing Chalk Drawings. Right then and there, story detectives, hello. You better be ready to read, ready to find out what's going on here. Because I almost can figure out the problem just from the title. They're missing chalk drawings. And what are those things? Are these crayons? No, they kind of look like they're chalk themselves. So we got to read to find out what's going on here, but I think we already know the problem. Okay, so here we are. Ooh, I really like, I wanted to be in the story today because I really wanted to show you the cool details in the story too. The illustrations, it makes it really look like you're drawing chalk. You ever draw chalk outside on the playground or at home on the sidewalk or in your driveway? Yeah, that's what the illustrator really tried doing here. So the Chalks were having fun drawing when Mrs. Red called them in for lunch. Okay, so here they are. Here are the Chalks. They made these beautiful flowers. But when the Chalks came back from lunch, they were surprised to find, look at that picture. What happened here? Yeah, they all went away. At first, when I saw that cloud, I was like, did it rain? I don't think it rained though, because it's not all the chalk isn't gone. It's just like part of it. All the flowers are gone. Oh no. Oh, even Mrs. Red's upset. The Chalks started a new drawing, but this time Mrs. Red also made a big red fence. Good idea. That should keep the flowers safe while we go in for a story, she said. Oh, I wonder if Mrs. Red's like the teacher. So we got some characters here, right? We have our Chalks, right? And Mrs. Red. And I believe they're outside here, right? Because they're drawing on like kind of like the playground. So, all right, so here we go. The flowers now are in a red fence. You think that's going to stop it? You think whatever's happening is going to stop by the red fence? Maybe. We got to read to find out. Oh no, but it didn't. After story time, the flowers were gone. And so was the fence. Oh my goodness. Someone is stealing our drawings. Okay. I think we know what the problem is, right? Right? Someone is stealing their drawings. What's the evidence? I know this because every time they draw, it disappears. They draw, they go get lunch, it disappears. They draw, they go in for a story, it disappears, and it's not raining, right? So something's going on here. We need to figure out how this is going to get fixed, this problem. Sergeant Blue arrived to investigate. Oh, okay. Kind of like the police officer. And quickly noted some important evidence. Oh, there's the word evidence. Yeah. Hey, we've been looking for that too. Okay. The culprit is this tall. That's like the suspect. And very dusty. Okay. Yeah. You ever erase chalk and you kind of like move it through and you get a little dust on your hands? Okay. But yeah, we already know that evidence, Sergeant. We're story detectives. We're already on that. Sergeant Blue rounded up some suspicious looking characters. Pencil, too thin, too small, too pointy, too tall, too hairy. Please turn around. Okay. We can also predict, even though we're being story detectives and we're finding out the story elements and the parts of the story, we can still predict. So, okay, we got a pencil, glue, scissors, ruler, paintbrush. I don't know what that thing is. Maybe it's eraser. I don't know. Who do you think's doing it? Let's see. Please turn around. Looking at their faces. Who do you think it was? I think it was the eraser too. Look, they're all shocked to see. He's got a dusty red bottom. Ah! It was. Case closed, but before Sergeant Blue could put the culprit in prison. Now, what's the evidence, right? What's the evidence here? What's the reason that they're accusing this eraser? He's got all red dust. He's got all dust in it, like he's been going through the chalk. But before they could get the culprit, the robber fled in the cloud of dust. Oh no, the evidence is even in the cloud right now. The chalks chased the robber. Oh my goodness, look at this disaster right here. So you could see like the chalk dust that's going around, but then you also see, like you ever take chalk and just like make a bunch of squiggly lines? That's what's going on here. So they chased the robber, but they could not catch him. Yikes. The chalks were stumped. That means like kind of like stopped, like kind of given up, like don't really know what to do. Got all the chalks. Ooh, orange is running out there. Fortunately, Sergeant Blue had a plan. So they figured out who was kind of doing the chalk erasing, but they didn't really get to catch him yet. So we have another problem still. They have to catch the person or thing that was taking their drawings, right? Okay. When the robber came upon a new drawing, he couldn't resist. Oh, a rainbow, here I come. Now, when I read this the first time, I didn't notice what was going on. When I read it the second time, do you see something in these rainbows right here? Yeah, don't they look like closed eyes? Watch and see. Look again. Look at the details in this picture. It's really cool. It does look like it's chalk drawing, but look, they're closed eyes right there. That had me thinking, what is that? Let's see. So the eraser here is like rainbow, here I come. Oh yeah. The chalk suddenly leaped out from their hiding places. Yeah, it was the chalk's eyes in there. Robber, caught you. All right, maybe that's the solution to our problem. They caught the robber finally, right? Look, he's like, oh no, they tricked him. The chalkboard eraser felt wrongly accused. I'm not a robber. I'm an eraser. You draw stuff and I erase it so that you can draw some more stuff. That's my job. I erase things. Oh, I think we have a misunderstanding. The chalks felt very guilty. They had made a terrible mistake. Sergeant Blue knew how to make things right. They should all chase the eraser again. Hold up, what? They should all chase the eraser again? He just said, hey, I'm not robbing here, right? That's what I do. I erase things. What does he mean by that? You should chase on the eraser again. What do you think? Look, but this time just for fun. Look what they did here. What did they do? Sergeant Blue, he made like a hole. He just like kind of scribbled all around. And then he said, okay, eraser and chalks. You can go for a race here, right? You can chase each other. And eraser had fun erasing to kind of make a pavement for them, kind of make the lines for them. Aw. And look, eraser won first place. Aw. Poor little guy. He was just erasing things to make so they could draw again. Okay, so let's talk about it. Story detectives. The problem. The major problem in the story, right? The chalk drawings were missing. And what's our evidence? How'd you know this? Yeah, we talked about it. Every time the chalks came back, their drawings were gone. That's the evidence. Their drawing was gone. That was a major problem. They were upset about it. Solution, they found out who was erasing the chalk. You know this because they caught the guy. They caught the eraser. He had dust on them. They caught him in the middle of doing it, right? They were hiding in the rainbow. They literally caught him doing it. So they kind of solved that problem. But there was another problem that came out at the end, right? There was another one. We had another character who ended up being upset. What was the other problem here? Yeah, the eraser was misunderstood. He was like, I'm not a robber. I'm an eraser. I'm supposed to erase things, right? So you can draw again. Now, to me, I think he should have asked first, right? You don't just go erase stuff, but there's been a misunderstanding. So this was a problem here, right? The evidence right here. The eraser looks sad right here. He's trying to say, no, 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 I'm not a robber. The solution? Sergeant Blue had an idea. He was like, listen, I know how to make you able to play both of all of you. The eraser, you can erase, and the chalks can continue to draw, right? And you can play together. And I think that was a really good solution. They could play together. All right, I really like that story. And I really liked it because it had evidence inside the story. So I want to remind you to be story detectives, okay? When you're reading your stories on Raz Kids or in your classroom, right? Remember, don't just flip through the pages. We're reading to find out who's the characters, what's the setting, what's the problem, what's your evidence, what's your reason for that problem, right? How was it fixed? How do you know it was fixed? And I put our reading buddies here so you don't forget about them. Eagle eye, look at the picture, right? Lips the fish, get your mouth ready. Stretchy snake, stretch out the sounds. Chunky monkey's there to help you find chunks in the word. And trying lion, try it again, okay? All right, have a great day. Make sure you watch everyone else's videos. Goodbye, story detectives.